Today, we're going to talk about something fundamental to your experience of the world, yet often invisible: the electrical rhythms of your brain, or what we call brainwaves. Understanding the timing of these brainwaves, when they arise, how long they last, and what triggers them, is not just an interesting piece of neuroscience trivia. It's actually a powerful tool for optimizing everything from your ability to focus on a difficult task, to your capacity for deep relaxation, to the quality of your creative insights, and even the restorative power of your sleep. By learning to recognize these states, you can start to intentionally steer your brain toward the desired state for any given activity. The key insight here is that your brain doesn't just randomly shift between states of alertness, creativity, and rest. These transitions follow predictable patterns and can be influenced by specific behaviors and environmental cues. For instance, the transition from the high alert state needed for a final exam to the calm, reflective state perfect for brainstorming is governed by a shift in brainwave dominance. Knowing the timing and triggers for these shifts, from the fast-paced beta waves of intense thought to the slow, restorative delta waves of deep sleep, is like having a user's manual for your own mind. It gives you a degree of control over your mental landscape that was previously inaccessible. In this video, we'll dissect the 5 major types of brainwaves. We will explore the specific conditions and time frames under which each wave state emerges. I'll provide you with zero-cost, actionable tools and protocols grounded in peer-reviewed science that you can use to deliberately guide your brain into states of high focus, calm alertness, deep creativity, or profound rest. By the end of our discussion, you'll have a clear framework for how to structure your day and your activities to align with your brain's natural rhythms, allowing you to perform better, feel better, and live a more optimized life. Let's begin with the state you are most likely in right now, the beta wave state. Beta waves, which oscillate at a frequency of about 13 to 30 Hz, are the signature of our active, externally focused, and analytical mind. They are the dominant brainwave pattern when you are awake, alert, and engaged in any kind of cognitive task. Think about the moment your alarm goes off in the morning. That immediate switch from the grogginess of sleep to the awareness of the day ahead. That is the near instantaneous onset of beta waves. Your brain is preparing you to process information, make decisions, and interact with your environment. This state isn't just about being awake, it's about active mental engagement. When you're solving a math problem, debating a topic, preparing a presentation, or carefully following instructions, your brain is firing in this beta rhythm. It's a state of high cortical arousal, essential for what neuroscientists call convergent thinking, homing in on a single correct solution. The timing here is immediate. The moment you are presented with a stimulus that requires focused attention or problem solving, your brain shifts into this mode. There is virtually no delay. This is why a sudden noise or an urgent email can instantly pull you out of a relaxed state and into high alert. However, it's crucial to understand that while beta is essential for productivity, remaining in a high beta state for prolonged periods is metabolically expensive. It consumes a lot of energy and is often associated with stress, anxiety, and mental fatigue. It's the go, go, go mode. Knowing that this state is triggered by active engagement allows us to understand the importance of deliberately disengaging. If we don't consciously shift out of beta, we risk burnout. The trigger is engagement, the state is alertness. The duration is as long as we remain mentally taxed. Understanding this is the first step in learning to manage our cognitive energy throughout the day. Now, let's discuss how to consciously downshift from that high-energy beta state. This brings us to alpha waves, which operate in the 8 to 12 Hz range. Alpha waves are fascinating because they represent a state of wakeful rest. They are often described as the bridge between our conscious thinking mind, beta, and our subconscious creative mind, theta. The most reliable and fastest way to generate alpha waves is simply to close your eyes. Within as little as 2 to 3 minutes of closing your eyes and reducing sensory input, your brain's electrical activity begins to slow down, and alpha waves start to dominate, particularly in the occipital lobe, the brain's visual processing center. This transition into the alpha state is not just about relaxation, it's about a specific type of mental state characterized by calm, effortless alertness. It's a state of mind where you are not actively trying to solve a problem, but you are still aware and receptive. Think of it as the mind's idle mode. This is why short meditation breaks, even just 5 to 10 minutes, can be so restorative. During that time, you are allowing your brain to shift from the energy-intensive beta state into the much more serene and efficient alpha state. This shift is predictable. For most people, it occurs reliably within 2 to 10 minutes of sustained, quiet relaxation. The practical application here is profound. If you're feeling overwhelmed, scattered, or mentally fatigued from intense focus, you can induce an alpha state quite deliberately. Find a quiet space, sit down, close your eyes, and take a few slow, deep breaths. You don't need to be a seasoned meditator. The simple act of removing visual input and not actively trying to think about anything specific is often enough to trigger the shift. This protocol, taking a 5 to 10 minute break with eyes closed, is a powerful, zero-cost tool to reset your focus and reduce cognitive load, allowing you to return to your tasks with a clearer, calmer mind. As we move deeper into relaxation, we transition from the calm alertness of alpha waves into the even slower frequency of theta waves, which range from 4 to 7 Hz. This is a truly fascinating and powerful brain state. The theta state is often called the twilight state, as it's most commonly experienced in the moments just before you fall asleep or as you're waking up. It's also the predominant state during deep meditation, hypnosis, and periods of intense daydreaming or visualization. The transition into a dominant theta state typically takes longer than alpha, usually requiring about 5 to 15 minutes of sustained, deep relaxation or meditative practice. The theta state is fundamentally linked to our subconscious mind. It's a state where the rigid, logical filters of our conscious beta mind are relaxed, allowing for a more free-flowing, associative, and non-linear mode of thought. This is why theta waves are so strongly correlated with creativity, intuition, and what are often called aha moments. When you're in a theta state, your brain is able to make novel connections between disparate ideas that it wouldn't normally link together in a logical, beta-driven state. This is the neurobiological basis for why you often get your best ideas in the shower, on a long walk, or just as you're drifting off to sleep. You can learn to access this state more deliberately. Practices like longer meditation sessions, 15 to 20 minutes or more, mindfulness of the body, or engaging in repetitive automatic tasks that allow your mind to wander, like jogging or even washing dishes, can facilitate the shift into theta. For those looking to solve a creative problem, a powerful protocol is to immerse yourself in the problem using focused beta wave thinking, and then to completely disengage and enter a relaxed state to encourage theta activity. This toggling between focused work and deep relaxation primes the brain for those valuable creative insights to emerge from the subconscious. After navigating the realms of waking consciousness and deep relaxation, we arrive at the slowest and most powerful brainwaves, delta waves. Oscillating at a frequency of just 0.5 to 4 Hz, delta waves are the hallmark of deep, dreamless, slow-wave sleep. This is the most profound state of unconsciousness and is absolutely critical for physical and mental restoration. The transition into delta wave dominant sleep doesn't happen immediately upon closing your eyes. It follows a predictable sleep architecture. Typically, you will enter the first period of deep delta wave sleep approximately 20 to 40 minutes after you have successfully fallen asleep, passing through the lighter stages first. During this state, your brain is, in many ways, offline from the external world. Your awareness is gone, and your body is in its most profound state of rest. But your brain is incredibly busy. This is when the glymphatic system, the brain's waste clearance system, is most active, flushing out metabolic byproducts and toxins like beta amyloid that accumulate during waking hours. It's also when the pituitary gland releases growth hormone, which is essential for cellular repair, muscle growth, and overall physical recovery. Without sufficient delta sleep, you simply cannot recover, heal, or consolidate memories effectively. Understanding the timing of delta waves underscores the critical importance of sleep hygiene. To ensure you get enough of this restorative sleep, you need to protect the first few hours of your nightly sleep, as this is when delta wave activity is at its peak. This means avoiding things that disrupt sleep onset and architecture, such as late-night caffeine, alcohol, or bright light exposure. Engaging in relaxing pre-sleep routines that promote the transition into alpha and theta will pave the way for a smooth descent into deep delta sleep. Prioritizing a consistent sleep schedule allows your brain to reliably enter this crucial restorative phase night after night, which is foundational to all aspects of your daytime performance and well-being. Finally, let's turn our attention to the fastest of the brainwaves, gamma waves, which oscillate at a frequency above 30 Hz, sometimes reaching up to 100 Hz or more. Gamma waves are perhaps the most intriguing and least understood, but they are associated with the highest levels of cognitive function. Unlike the other brainwave states that can be sustained for minutes or hours, gamma waves tend to occur in very brief, transient bursts. These bursts, which can last from a few milliseconds to a few seconds, are thought to represent the binding of information from different parts of the brain into a single, coherent, conscious experience. These gamma bursts are observed during moments of peak performance, intense focus, and sudden insight or problem solving, the classic light bulb moment. When you suddenly understand a complex concept or when a solution to a difficult problem seems to appear out of nowhere, that experience is likely accompanied by a burst of gamma activity. It's the brain operating at its highest processing speed, integrating memory, attention, and sensory input into a new, meaningful whole. Experienced meditators, particularly those practicing compassion and loving-kindness meditation, have also been shown to produce remarkably high levels of sustained gamma activity, suggesting a link to elevated states of consciousness and awareness. While we can't necessarily will ourselves into a gamma state in the same way we can encourage an alpha state by closing our eyes, we can create the conditions that foster it. The key seems to lie in the interplay between other brain states. The protocol involves first achieving a state of high focus, beta, then allowing the mind to relax and enter a more associative state, alpha or theta. This process of intense focus, followed by relaxation, seems to prime the brain for these integrative gamma bursts. Therefore, by mastering the transitions between the other brainwave states, you are, in effect, setting the stage for these peak moments of insight and high-level cognition to occur more frequently. So, as we've explored today, your brain is in a constant state of dynamic rhythmic transition, from the immediate alertness of beta waves when you start your workday, to the calm focus of alpha during a short break, the deep creativity of theta in moments of reflection, the profound restoration of delta during sleep, and the peak insights of gamma. Each state has a specific timing and purpose. By understanding this internal clockwork, you move from being a passive passenger in your own mind to an active architect of your mental states. You can now begin to structure your day not just around tasks, but around the brain states best suited to perform them. This knowledge empowers you to build a daily routine that works with your neurobiology, not against it. You can schedule demanding analytical work when your beta waves are naturally high, plan for creative brainstorming after a period of deliberate relaxation to encourage theta, and protect your evenings to ensure a smooth descent into restorative delta sleep. Mastering your brainwave timings means you can consciously use tools, like closing your eyes for 5 minutes to generate alpha, or taking a walk to let your mind wander into theta, to guide your brain into the desired state for optimal performance, creativity, and well-being. It's about applying specific, science-backed protocols to enhance your life. I encourage you to start experimenting. Pay attention to how you feel when you are focused versus when you are relaxed. Try the simple protocol of taking a 5 to 10 minute eyes-closed break when you feel mentally fatigued. Notice how this shift impacts your ability to re-engage with your work. Practice these techniques consistently. By actively engaging with these internal rhythms, you can gain greater control over your focus, manage your energy more effectively, and unlock new levels of performance and fulfillment. It's a skill, and like any skill, it improves with practice.